We're looking at the first decade, really, of the 1500s, a period when Giovanni Bellini is still alive. He's in his 70s, and he's the most prominent painter still in Venice at the time. But there are also younger artists, the next generation of artists like Giorgione and the young Titian, who was probably 10 years younger than Giorgione. So Giorgione would have been in his 20s, and he dies in 1510, and Titian really starts painting in those years, and he's really still a teenager. We know that in 1508, both Giorgione and Titian were commissioned to decorate the facade of the Fondaco dei Tedeschi, and Giorgione was responsible for the frescoes facing the Canal Grande, and Titian did the frescoes on the other side, facing the road. And this is the only fragment that survives from Giorgione's part of the decoration. It has much deteriorated, and they were removed in 1938. I mean, what we can see, it is usually referred to as la nuda, and what we can see, it is a nude figure. Only the upper half survives. She's probably holding something in her hand, but we can't see what she's holding, and we think, yeah, she's probably she's an allegorical figure. This is one of the surviving fragments of Titian's frescoes for the Fondaco dei Tedeschi, the only documented source that shows that Titian and Giorgione actually worked together. In this fresco we see in 1508, Titian is still very young. He's probably around 20 years old. And we can already see here how confident Titian is already by 1508 to work on the large scale, which we then, 10 years later, we see in the Assumption at the Fradi. Bellini dies in 1516, and then Titian paints this, which would have been the biggest commission in Venice at the time. Here, this is all about movement now. This is absolutely revolutionary at the time. And we're meant to look over the shoulders of the apostle standing there on the right. What Titian is doing is leading our gaze up to the Virgin, up to the Assumption of the Virgin. And he would have been not even 30 when he painted this. And the pictures that we see in the exhibition, they're only a few years earlier, and to think of how much he developed in these few years. So this is now Titian, the artist who would take over from Bellini and who would become the most important painter in Venice, and who would be the leading figure for the golden age of Venetian painting.